Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Earrings Off. We want to invite you to subscribe, rate, and leave us a review. You can find us on Facebook at Earrings Off Podcast and on Instagram at The Earrings Off Podcast.
Welcome to Earrings Off. I'm Lou.
And I'm Teresa.
Well, hello. How are you?
I'm well. How are you today?
I'm doing fine. I tell you, the year's just flying by. We're almost at the April.
Mention it.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But Teresa, it wasn't a weird thing, but I observed something recently that I just looked at it and thought, wow. I had a family member that recently had surgery, right? And so had an outpatient procedure. But anyway, when I went with her for her procedure, she's in the medical profession, so the surgeon was a colleague and was from, they are, work together and stuff. But anyway, when the surgeon came in, you know how they have those like mesh things over their shoes, when they're getting ready to go in. So she was putting on that, those over her shoes. But Teresa, when she went to put them on, you know how when you put on your shoes or something, you bend over, right? Okay. I'm not the only one that has to bend over, right? This surgeon, when she went to and she was just chatting the whole time. She went to put on the shoe thing, the shoe protectors, and she didn't bend, Teresa, at all. She hoisted her leg up from the floor halfway, and then she reached and put it on. Teresa,
right.
You know how I'm paying attention to things, right? I was like, what? Because I'm thinking, oh my Lord. I was thinking to myself, you must be really fit, flex to do that.
Well, Lou, maybe she does Bikram. What's that move called?
Okay, yeah, is standing head to toe. But Teresa, that's my point. I just celebrated 10 years Bikram.
Yeah.
And I cannot do that.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you, Teresa. You're always so supportive, but I was just so hurt because.
Why?
So I have been trying. That's a pose. I have been trying for 10 years. I'm nowhere near being able, but that wasn't what shook me. That was just part A. That was part A.
Part A.
Let me get to part B.
Okay.
So part B was just like I'm telling this to you because I was just shocked she could do that. So effortlessly, nothing, no huffing, no breaking her voice when she was speaking, nothing, Teresa, right? When I recounted that to Nasheed, right?
Yeah. And
told him about it, he said to me, let me see, can I do that? And Teresa, he too did it.
Oh my.
He did it like it was nothing.
Okay.
I was sitting there going, what in the world? But that made me think about, it's maintaining our flexibility is so important as we age. Even with what I do in Bikram, and I try to be aware of that. I could just see how much easier a simple task like that was for them versus me,
Yeah.
When you think about it, you really, that was like, a clear vision for me, how important it is to maintain your mobility, your flexibility as we age, because it impacts our daily lives, our independence, our ability to do what we want to do to maintain our quality of life. I'm not hating on the people. I noticed it.
Right.
Yeah.
That everything you said is so true about maintaining, mobility and flexibility
Yeah,
as we age. I think we have discussed this before. I
yeah,
believe you and I, like I think I told you about how I saw this one Instagram post where so this woman who I think was a mobility coach, she and her mother, like 80 or 90-year-old mother, were doing the same movements, like going down on one knee, then the other, sitting, and then coming back up without using their hands.
right. And
Yeah.
that's actually a test that they give people to see how fit you are, you
Oh,
know?
is that right? I did not know
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah.
I did not know that.
Yes, Teresa. That's what they do. They tell you to sit on the floor and without using your hands, get back up. I
Okay.
know it's what they use. I have not tried it because that will send me into depression if I can't get up.
Lou, you do that all the time when you finish with your yoga practice.
Yeah, but you know what? I can come up like that. But Teresa, what you're describing is when I do the pose where you're almost on the floor. But
Yeah.
what I'm talking about, you're all the way seated on the floor
Yes, this is what I'm talking about.
and you don't use your
Your
hands
hand
to get
at
up. Yeah,
all to get up.
yeah. So,
And so I saw that, and then so I told my mom, who has a what do you call that thing? A recliner
yeah,
in her bedroom that
yeah,
she sits in all the time when she watches TV, reads her Bible,
yeah,
everything, pay her bills. It all happens from her recliner, right?
right.
And I told her, I said, Mom, you got to start sitting on the floor. You got to start sitting in different chairs because you use different muscles.
But
And
see,
that's what that woman, one of the points that she was making is that how you sit and how you stand use different muscles, and it keeps you like for what we worry about mostly for people over 80 is that they're slipping, falling, and breaking a hip or something.
right.
So, but yeah, so I told her that she started doing it for a while, but I don't think she has continued, my mom. But
But that's so true because Teresa, what I also read about, because I was just curious. I notice people as they're aging getting this like rocking back and forth when they walk, almost like it's unsteady, limping. And
mhm.
I see that a lot. And I just wonder, okay,
Like
what?
shuffling, like
Yeah,
you said, what?
right, right,
Yeah,
right, right.
yeah,
Yeah.
because they're not steady. They're not steady on
Right.
their feet.
And but what it said was what you just described. If you're not using those muscles in different ways, then they get weaker. And then when you're trying to walk and maintain your balance as you walk, it's more difficult for you because you're just not strong enough,
Right,
to
right,
maintain that balance. People think, well, just walking, it's just walking, but there's a lot of different, movements and things have to be in sync for you to walk. And what I read about Teresa was that as we age and we're not using those muscles, one side may get weaker. And so you're compensating, trying to
right.
maintain your
Hmm.
balance. So, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It is so important. There is I did a little search on what type of exercises that we might do to
Hmm.
maintain that flexibility. And these are, geared toward any age,
Okay, okay.
right?
Yeah,
So walking,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Not only does that help with the flexibility, but it also helps to improve your cardiovascular health.
Hmm.
And it helps you to maintain that mobility. Yeah. So, and it's a low impact exercise.
Right, right.
Stretching,
Hmm.
it is so important. And that's where you can practice that getting up and down. Like
Right,
you go down on the floor, and once you finish your stretching on the floor, you can get yourself back up. And of course, starting with a chair if you've never tried this before.
right,
Mm. So, anyway, we all should be doing some sort of gentle
right,
stretching every day.
right. Well, and Teresa, when you referenced the fall being such, a risk as we age. Because I've been hearing that, or I read recently, a few months ago, that people who fall have such a high incidence of dying,
Oh,
not long after. And I couldn't make that connection. Why would you die if you break your hip? I just didn't get that. But what it said is that because, when you have a hip fracture, it makes you immobile for so long, and you run such a risk of developing blood clots and decreased muscle mass. And so you run into complications because I never understood, why would you die from a broken hip?
yeah. And
Yeah.
Lou, it doesn't take very long for things to atrophy when
Right,
you're older,
right.
right? And so, yeah, it is almost for an unhealthy person who has weak bones and weak muscles, it's almost a death sentence. Yeah, if you break your hip.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And so, Teresa, you referenced what we can do to maintain, our flexibility and mobility, but the reasons behind why it's so important. And they're just basic in that you want to be independent. You want to be able to take care of yourself. You want to enjoy life. You want to maintain your quality of life, to be able to, you know, to go where you want to go, and to be able to just handle your basic hygiene tasks, those, and also so that you are in a position where you're not placing an additional burden on family
That's
members,
something else.
although people
Yeah.
love you and want to do what they can. But if there's something we can do to be active, to try to not get ourselves in that position, that's what we should be striving for. And you're right, Teresa. Part of that is just making sure that we're not sitting for long periods of time, and also, lifting weights. What can we do to just maintain our strength? That's very, very important. So, yeah.
So another big one is that a lot of seniors do enjoy, and it is my chosen career when I retire
What's
is
that?
what I'm choosing. You
Okay.
forgot, Lou. What? Think about it. What did I tell you I was going to do in retirement? I was
Well,
going to
you
teach
always talk
something.
about owning a tea shop, but
No, 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 no. And full retirement, I want to be a water aerobics instructor at the YMCA.
really, is that what you want to do?
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. It's my favorite exercise,
Teresa,
and I don't get a chance to do it often enough.
is that what you want to do?
That
You
is what I want to do.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Teresa,
Yeah,
remember when we used to take those water aerobics classes?
I love water aerobics,
And
Lou.
they say it's so good for you.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, if you go to any YMCA, anywhere, during that water aerobics hour, that's all you see in the pool
Oh
is
yeah, it's
seniors.
packed. And my
Yeah.
gym too it's just packed. And
Yeah.
they look like they're having a great time.
It is so much
Yeah.
fun. It's a low impact exercise, and you don't even have to know how to swim. But
Yeah.
we hope that you do, right?
Yeah, but you don't
And
need it. Yeah.
it you don't need to know how to swim, right? It provides resistance and it strengthens your muscles. And like I said, like what YMCA and other community pools offer it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's mostly geared toward seniors. So I want to be a senior teaching other seniors
That's good stuff.
water aerobics. Yes.
Good stuff. But that there are simple things we can do, like we talked about before. Just being mindful of when we're sitting. I tell you, when I sit for too long, I feel like when I get up, that my legs are so tight until I start moving. But I
Hmm.
can really feel it. And so I know that's not good, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe you do have some tight muscles
Oh,
that
yeah.
you need to
Yeah.
that you need to loosen up.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah.
but going back to what I witnessed, I was just done. And of course, after that, Teresa, I've been working on doing that. I am nowhere near being able to do that. So
Mm,
that's something for me to work on, trying to get more strength and flexibility. But yeah. But there's always tomorrow. I'm not giving
that's
up.
exactly right.
I keep working on
That's
it.
right. It's important for, seniors to consult with their healthcare providers before starting any new exercise regimen. I just want to put that out there, especially if they're having any other underlying health conditions or concerns.
Yeah,
And additionally, exercises should be modified or tailored to individual needs and abilities.
right. And I'm so glad you added that, partner, because I just had a friend say she went to her doctor this week and she does not do any exercise. And the doctor said, I just want you to do 5 minutes. Just walk for 5 minutes. Don't try to do too much, but he kept saying to her, you need to move at least for 5 minutes. And when I was talking to her, I said, you can do 5 minutes. Don't worry about, well, I'm only doing 5 minutes, and don't hear the negative. Do the 5 minutes. Start there and start doing that every day. Yeah.
Every day
Yeah.
until you can do it effortlessly
Yeah.
and then add on some minutes.
Right. Yeah.
Right, because starting an exercise regimen after not having one, you could really hurt yourself.
Really
You got to
good.
be very careful with
Well, you could hurt yourself, but then, many times when we get too ambitious, we quit because it's just overwhelming. It's
right. That's a
very
good point.
the very thought of it is too
Too
much.
much.
So
Right.
you
Mhm.
just do a little bit and
Right.
reap some rewards from that. But so that's it for today, talking about maintaining flexibility and mobility. Not only as we often say as we age, but it's not about as we age, it's as a lifestyle. You start that now when you're young and start developing good, solid habits to maintain your health. And you will see huge rewards as you get older. So you start
Right.
wherever you are. That's
That's
it
right.
here today at Earrings Off. Thank you so very much for joining us. Remember, please, to subscribe to Earrings Off and give us a like. Take good care.